I'm Margot Kreider.
My name is Tim Gabenstein.
My name's Amber Cowell. I'm Becca Bruner. My name is Anna McCauley.
My name is Emma Anderson.
Okay, hi, my name is Audrey Moring.
My name is Brendan Hawley.
I'm Maggie Ely.
Hi, I'm Connor Kleindens.
I'm Emma Pressberg. I traveled to Strasbourg, France, where I got to stay with a French family for a semester, and I got to go to New Zealand for a month with a class that studied geology. And while I was there, I got to study geothermal energy, which was really interesting, and hike volcanoes.
And I've also been able to study abroad in New Zealand.
I studied abroad in Thailand and Strasbourg, France.
I've studied abroad in Mérida, Mexico, and in Thailand and Ecuador.
To Strasbourg, France, and to Thailand.
I interned at Kazakhstan University in the Nakhon Pathom province of Thailand, where I studied aquaculture.
I've studied abroad in Mérida, Mexico.
I also have studied abroad twice, so I've studied in Thailand as well as Mexico. And in Mexico, I did an internship at an ecological park called Parque Aac.
I went abroad to Mexico for a semester, and that's where I was placed in a work site where it was called Parque Aac, and we taught sustainability and how to connect with nature to small children and just the public in general. And so I actually learned a lot at that park.
I have studied abroad in Malaysia and Indonesia.
I also got to study abroad in Borneo, in London the spring of my junior year, and Egypt the center term of my sophomore year.
I studied abroad my junior year in the spring semester in London.
I had the amazing opportunity to be able to study abroad in Japan, Thailand, and Myanmar.
But we backpacked and kayaked through the fjords and mountains of Norway primarily, but also Sweden. And it was when I was there that I really realized that I loved being outside, I loved nature, and I wanted to do something that could be beneficial and that could change people's mindsets.
One of the biggest things that has impacted my life at Center was when I went to Ghana last summer through an internship program. This was really important for me because it incorporated both the international studies and the environmental studies. I was lucky enough to receive funding from Center, so I received about $3,000, and I was able with this to go to Ghana and take part of a program that was a clean water initiative. And so I would work in a village and help women implement a business so they could have access to clean drinking water that they did not previously have.
I did research through the LIST internship program in Indonesia on biodiversity, specifically that involved orangutans and dragonflies and damselflies and fungi and numerous other species. One of the deepest connections that I made in the place was actually with the people. I picked up Indonesian and was able to talk to them fairly well, and just made these really deep interpersonal connections with, you know, people who have lived in a small fishing village in Indonesia all of their lives, and really shared my love of the environment with them, and they shared their love of the environment with me, and you know, they really taught me a lot, and I just had a lot of admiration for their worldview and their sense of place.
One of the biggest parts of my experience here has been studying abroad, and I've been fortunate enough to do that twice, both during center term, once to Ecuador and then once to Thailand. Both were heavily rooted in environmental-based issues. And in Ecuador, I was able to stay in the Amazon for a week with a village there that had built an eco-lodge in order to rally against oil companies that were coming in and practicing deforestation. And then I was able to travel to Thailand. There I was able to learn more about mangrove destruction, which was, it hit close to home for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why, but that really resonated with me. And that experience, learning more from local communities there and their efforts to try to rebuild their community and keep their community safe with mangrove reforestation was really amazing.